In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same.
Alright guys, welcome back to a special episode of Chunky Rich. We're gonna talk about the baddest, the biggest selling movie. Talking about the Avengers Infinity War. Did you guys like the movie or am I the only one?
I loved it.
It was
a great movie.
incredible, like ridiculous.
I loved it, to be honest.
So let's talk about what we liked about the movie.
What I loved about the movie was Thanos. I thought he was a badass fucking character. Like, he was a good villain. They gave him substance. They gave him a backstory. And yeah, I thought he was just a badass character. What about you guys?
Thanos, I think overall he's like the best villain I think it's in any superhero movie. I think everybody can agree on that. They give him a backstory like no other, because any other movie doesn't give any arch villain or
They don't give him that much love.
Yeah, they don't give him any spotlight.
My favorite things of the movie were Star-Lord and Doctor Strange. Those two guys to me made the movie. Like Star-Lord with the comedy, and then Doctor Strange because he was like boss as hell. Like he has his moments where he stands out. You guys see, if you see the movie, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they balanced out the movie perfectly with the humor, with the seriousness, everything. Like everybody blended in so perfectly, I would say. Like each group was dope. Like each group had the funny guy, had the serious guy, had the let's get shit done guy, and I thought they all blended in perfectly. And
Like nothing felt forced or
yeah, exactly.
Speaking about that, it was a matter of balance. Like the entire movie was like an amazing balancing act, because that was one of the things that I actually like about the movie. Is all the characters, all the arcs, everybody, you know, from the moment they introduced them, you know, as the groups kind of like collide with each other, and that's how they start off. Some naturally like mend perfectly together, but no matter what, it almost felt like we were watching 3 different movies.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was like one cohesive movie. It's so weird thinking
It all
about
came
it.
full circle.
Exactly. It was so weird how it was like, I don't like to use the word perfect, but damn, this is perfect.
Damn near perfect.
This is damn near perfect.
10 years in the making, it better be
10
perfect.
years.
They better get it right.
Yeah.
It better be good.
Yeah, that was what I was afraid of. The other thing too, I remember like before there was like Spider-Man was gonna be in it. That was like a big thing because, you know, if I'm not mistaken, Marvel doesn't have the rights to Spider-Man. Sony has this. So it was one of those things where like I wonder how they're gonna integrate Spider-Man into this, you know? Because it's just like you're trying to throw him in there, but I was afraid they weren't gonna handle the character of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And now you throw him in there, throw him in with a new suit.
You know what I'm glad too that they threw Spider-Man in? They skipped like the whole Uncle Ben stuff. Like,
Yeah.
we already know all that.
Yeah,
We
you
don't
know
need
the
to
backstory
They just
already.
threw him in there and he worked perfectly.
Yeah. What's another thing that you guys liked about the movie? Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Well, one character specifically is Thor. To me, it's funny. Thor started like as my least favorite Avenger, and now he ended up being like my most favorite Avenger, just because I felt like throughout the entire movies and even this one, like Thor, his progression from like, you know, being an arrogant kind of like child of Asgard to finally being like a worthy king. And it only sucks that it took him for him to lose his brother, his best friend, his sister, his mother.
He lost everybody, his daddy, sister, baby, cousin, mama.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's such a tragic thing to see, but Crimson Hemsworth for me is, you know, God, what a perfect cast.
Yeah, and I feel like he reached his peak in Thor Ragnarok, and then it just like transferred to Infinity War, and his character just catapulted even more, I feel. And like everybody loved Thor in the movie, I feel like his was badass.
But yeah, what's another thing you guys liked about the movie? Anything coming to mind?
To be honest, I feel like the humor was awesome. I feel like it wasn't too much. I feel like I said earlier, everybody meshed so perfectly. Like with Star-Lord being funny, Drax being hilarious, like they all meshed good with Thor.
How's this dude still alive? He is not a dude. You're a dude. This is a man. A handsome, muscular man.
And then the combination of Iron Man, Spider-Man, and those guys with Doctor Strange, and like they just all meshed in perfectly.
Yeah.
Had great scenes together and it all blended perfectly.
Yeah,
And they didn't even know each other.
Yeah, it was
Just
like the first
flowed,
time
man.
meeting, and like it was perfect.
The humor, like, yeah, no one, it doesn't feel forced. I'm glad that they keep the humor in every Marvel movie refreshing. It doesn't seem.
I remember back then I used to hate the humor. I was like, man, this is kind of too corny. But now it's like
I feel like
perfect.
Marvel was really good at doing that.
Yeah.
Like the humor.
But
Like,
at first, I didn't like it at first.
like if you look at DC movies when they try to add like some sort of comedic
It feels
humor,
forced.
yeah, it seems really forced.
You know,
Marvel is really good at that, especially the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
speaking of another one of my favorite funny scenes is when, because it's very organic, like what you were
Yeah.
saying. One of my favorite scenes with the comedy is when it's Rocket and Winter Soldier.
Oh,
That they
yeah.
had, like they're both shooting, and then how much for the gun? Not for sale. And they just looks at him, how much for that arm?
That arm did look badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that arm.
And the shit was made by vibranium too. So
Yeah.
like,
Man, like I don't know, it's like there's action, there's drama, there's comedy,
There's sadness,
Yeah.
there's anger.
Yeah.
It's an emotional roller coaster throughout the
Yeah,
whole
from
movie.
beginning to
Yeah.
end.
they hit all the spots that a good movie needs to hit.
Mhm. And not just a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Any movie.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Any
what I'm saying. Like if all the people making movies, kind of take a page out of Marvel's book. Even if not just superhero movies, like you're saying, like any movie, when it comes to like drama, comedy, and action, they're doing it. They show you that they know what they're doing.
And like you guys said earlier, it's 10 years in the making. So they had this planned out for a long time, for a while. So this had to be like top-notch movie, I would say.
So let's talk more about things you guys disliked. Right?
There's a couple of
Dislikes.
those.
Well, honestly, to me, the only really dislike, I don't even know if you can call it a dislike, it's just that Spidey didn't get enough screen time to me. Well, he did get a lot of screen time, he just, to me, he could have done more.
Again, this time he was like more for support, and he matured a little bit, I would say. And
He
you
became
know,
an Avenger
I was
officially.
Yeah.
about to say, that was one of my favorite parts when Tony
Yeah.
Stark, like,
Christened
knights
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like,
he's like-
you're an Avenger now.
But he did have that dope scene. What was the planet they were on? Vormir?
no, it wasn't for
What was it?
Titan.
Titan, my bad, I'm sorry. And that scene where he's like saving
Oh, yeah.
Mantis
everybody.
and-
yeah,
everybody.
yeah, he
He
saved
saved
everybody. That
That's
to me
what
was a
I'm saying.
dope ass scene.
I
It
got
was
you, I
pretty
got
good.
you. I'm sorry, I can't remember
I don't
everybody's
know.
names.
Yeah. Like,
You
Spider-Man
know,
was
it's
pretty
funny.
dope.
Like when they added that, I'm like, damn, that's so true. Like they
They
just
just met. They just met.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
So what else? Other things you guys
Oh,
might dislike?
Now that I just like you mentioned this, like freaking Hulk, like you only see him in the beginning of the movie and he gets totally smashed by Thanos, and I was like, damn. And he didn't like you don't see Hulk for the rest of the movie. That's it. You only saw him in the beginning, and like you kind of see glimpses like Banner's like trying to freaking persuade him
Like,
to
he
come out.
tries.
Yeah, and he's like, no, and like.
And then Stark is like, come on, you're embarrassing.
You're embarrassing.
Wizard.
That's what I'm saying. That to me, I wish that would have been so awesome, like a rematch against Thanos, like throughout, and like towards the end of the movie, that would have been.
Nah, it's
so,
gonna happen. Just
No, yeah, it's gonna happen, but you wanted to see it sooner. Now you gotta wait for
Yeah.
Avengers 4.
Whole nother year.
Oh, and another one. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Harrison.
What I was gonna say is that, and I felt like what was underutilized was Doctor Strange Time Stone. That
He could have stopped a lot of things from happening.
the movie could have pretty much ended. Like if he just would have just went back in time, fixed that. Especially when they captured Thanos.
No,
That and
so
also his powers. I felt like when he was doing those little little gates where they warp into.
Oh
him.
yeah. So you were saying he could have made one around his arm. or,
Yeah,
like, cut it
rather
off or
than
something.
rather than
Like-
trying to make
Yeah.
him go under, he just cut his arm off.
But
by
then we'd
putting
have
a
no
gate.
movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get it. But,
I would say another dislike, I don't know if you guys will agree, is the Black Order. Like, I feel like every scene they were in was pretty dope, but they got wiped out pretty easily, pretty, like, handedly. Like, they were just, like,
They
got-
were.
Yeah.
I don't know, but at least my favorite member of the Black Order was Squidward.
Ebony Maw.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the Black Order to me was I love their designs. I
Yeah.
love like
They
you
look
know,
badass.
Yeah, like everything that they're capable of doing. But again, I think for the most part, Thanos was like quite literally their daddy. They refer to themselves as the children of Thanos,
Yeah.
and I see why because
Thanos is a badass.
Thanos is a badass, and compared to him,
They're
the,
nothing.
yeah, the Black Order was
Nothing.
just
Yeah.
with the exception of Squidward. I like Squidward.
Yeah.
Are there any other Squidwards I should know about? Meow.
That's pretty cool. He was probably the best one in all of them.
Yeah, I would say he was. Yeah.
But that was a dislike that, like, yeah, they look cool. You wish they would have done a little bit more as Thanos' backup, but it's, it's all good.
I guess another thing too that I disliked about the movie, it was about how like I guess Captain America, Falcon,
Black Panther,
Black Panther.
Black Widow.
That entire like Wakanda thing. Well, then again, we are coming off of the heels of Black Panther, so I guess it didn't want to oversaturate the movie with too much of that.
That's true.
But at the same time, I feel like those were also characters that were, I guess, like underutilized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole Wakanda scene was kind of, it felt a little rushed, I want to say. When everybody came together, it's like, oh, hey, what's up? Oh, you got a new beard. Oh, yeah. So it's like they were going at it quick.
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
no introductions to anything.
Yeah.
So I felt like that whole scene was kind of a little rushed. Especially when you look at it in the fighting scenes, it just goes through and you're well.
It kind of gave you a battle just for the sake of giving you a battle.
big-
Yeah,
epic
exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing too that I want to talk about a little bit is all the death in the movie. I love
There's a
the
lot of it.
Yeah, I love the fact that like from the very beginning of the movie, the stakes are very clear. Heimdall dies, Loki dies.
Pretty
and-
gruesomely, actually.
Yeah, like it's a pretty hard thing from the very jump of the movie. You're like, oh damn,
Yeah.
there's no games, and throughout the movie,
I want to say he's still alive.
yeah,
Loki?
Yeah, plenty of theories. I'm pretty sure there's a good.
I'm sure we'll see him.
It's founded on something because the guy always dies, so that's
Yeah.
you know. And then again, Gamora dies and Vision dies, and half of the universe gets wiped out. So you know.
Some of our favorite superheroes died.
Yeah, so like again, you're thinking at the beginning of the movie, oh, these three characters died, and then Gamora dies, but she died too, and then Vision, but then whatever, and then next thing you know, boom,
Black Panther, freaking
half.
the Guardians of the Galaxy died.
All of them except Rocket.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
Rocket is the
I think you
only
mentioned that if you noticed, the original Avengers are still alive,
everybody
as
is
well
dead,
as
yeah.
some other characters.
Notice that only the original Avengers were left, and everybody else kicked the bucket. Was
Yeah.
like,
And I was actually kind of like, I didn't really see it like as in like when they started disintegrating, I thought it was like an illusion, like with Thanos using the gauntlet and all that. But then it started to hit me, like holy
Yeah.
shit, they're really dying.
Exactly. So, what would you guys review the movie? What would you give it?
Me personally, I would give it a 9. I loved it, and obviously it has some dislikes, but that's just nitpicking. But me, I'll give it a 9 just for the sake of not giving it a 10, not giving it too much love.
I'm gonna give it a 10 only because this is like the third movie in the Avengers franchise, and I thought that they might have dropped the ball. I was afraid, but it exceeded all my expectations. Literally, like I can't believe the movie's this good.
I changed my vote. I give it a 10.
I want to give the movie a 10. I want to say just how the Avengers, they assembled all these superheroes. This movie assembled all sorts of like themes, where it's like drama, sadness, excitement, happiness.
Had a badass villain.
Yeah, had everything in it. It was a great matchup, and I agree. You should watch this movie. Give it a 10.
I also give it a 10. This movie was from beginning to end perfect. It's like 3 hours long. It doesn't feel like it. I've seen it twice. It didn't feel like it either times. Like from beginning to end, it's just epic. Like in every sense of the word. Go watch it.
Boy, 4 10s. That's a perfect 40.
But for real, guys, if you haven't seen the movie, please see it. Then come back and watch this video. Let us know what you think in the comments. Subscribe, like. Wait until next time.
Oh wow! God damn. For real.